Welcome back. We're back. Guess who's back?
I don't know the rest.
I don't know either. Guess who's back? I don't know. Welcome back to our podcast, our last 30 of podcasts about life, death, and everything in between. We just wrapped up another Spanish language podcast. So if you speak Spanish, hit us up.
Watch it.
Yeah, go watch it. I'm not going to lie, man. It hurts my brain, dude. If I can speak Spanish, I like to think they're intellectual conversations, and as a result, it hurts my brain differently. It's different than just like being at a restaurant.
I don't know they were that intellectual, all the stupid shit we said, but yes.
We be saying, listen, we be saying some crazy stuff. Well, look, here's the thing, man. This weekend is special. We're back together. Cesar flew in literally this morning, right? He's in.
I'm in airplane clothes.
He's in. I was gonna say Rocky Balboa mode, but he's more like Canelo. Are you here to see the fight? What's the deal?
I just came here to see the family. I came to see the babies.
He came to see the babies.
I can watch the fight.
But they might see the fight together. Yeah, you know. Anyway, so we were gonna do an online episode, but listen, you're here, dude. So literally, he flew in, he got here, and we met up here at the house, and I'm gonna film another episode here, and then put this out later on. But there's a lot of stuff going on, man. You know, and we're asked oftentimes. In fact, we did the Spanish language video because so many of our listeners said, you know, really enjoying the conversations. Can you also do one about this topic in Spanish? 100%. So we went ahead and did that. We work on our scripts. We develop speaking points, kind of thing, and so you know, Cesar said, "Oh, all right, let's do another episode while we're together. Makes sense, right?" And so what I told him was like, "Well, let's kind of talk about what's in the news," and this is a week ago when we were planning ahead, and unfortunately, what's in the news just changed dramatically over the last couple of days, and depending on when we post this, will I think kind of determine its relevance. But a couple of days ago, here in the United States, there was an assassination, a very public assassination, and it has impacted people. Of course, you know, respect to the family and all his family and friends who were affected by that, and to the people who were in the audience who had to witness that tragedy. You know, and so I told Cesar, I said, let's talk about that, because our podcast is about life and how we live and death and everything that happens in between is a reference to all of the days from the day we were born to the day we die, and that's the impact, right? If we're lucky, man, you know, I'm in my 50s. I've lived a great life. If something were to happen to me, certainly, you know, a couple of people are sad, but I feel like, man, I lived a good life. When young people die, teenagers and children dies, like, it affects the community. You know, Caesar's young, dude. If you were to pass away, it'd be like, dude, your life was not complete. But we don't have those choices, right? We can't determine why and when we pass away. And so that's kind of what today was about. I told Cesar, let's talk a little bit about Charlie Kirk's death has affected the things we do and the conversations we're having. For example, I mean, my kids, they're young, but they're asking me questions, and I'm trying to handle that to the best of my ability. But I really just wanted to get us together, chit-chatting, no real, well, we don't have a script. We never have a script. What I mean is, like, we have speaking points. But on this one, we don't really have speaking points, man. We're just kind of, making ourselves available and just kind of chit chatting. And Cesar, your perspective is unique, right? Different from mine. You are younger, totally different age bracket. You're living in a whole other part of the country right now, and unique upbringing. And so, like, from your perspective, man, you could see how this impacted, you know, the United States right now, and certainly there are first of all, I'll just start off by saying we're a divided country. All right, we're a divided country in everything we do. You could I don't know, you could talk about football, right? I love football. I love high school football, college football. I'm a recovering Dallas Cowboys fan, so that's a sensitive.
You're always on the bad side.
That's a sensitive subject. But you can just bring up any topic, and you're never going to have people agree 100%. So I know that, but mindful of.
We don't agree 100%.
We don't agree. I mean, that's fair to say. That's fair to say. And where I have been super apprehensive about saying stuff because I'm cautious and there's reasons behind that. Cesar's a little bit more just says his things. And I'm not going to lie, there was a couple episodes ago where we were talking, and after we ended the episode, and I waited a couple seconds and I looked at him and was like, dang, dude, you're not afraid to say that stuff? Again, we don't. Let me tell you how we work. Hey, dude, here's 10 topics. He comes with 10, 15, 20 topics too, right? So we bring it to the table like, I like that. No. It's not the right time. I don't know if I'm comfortable talking about that. And we get down 2 or 3. Well, I really like this. Let's develop that, right? And so we have our, like, here's what I can say. My top 3 speaking points about it. Pick a topic. Football. Oh, man. The Dallas Cowboys. Why I hate being a fan. Why my son still loves the Dallas Cowboys. And I love him, and I want to love him, but we're not going to see eye and eye. And we can't even talk football because what do I say? Like, so how about the Raiders or something? Which I love the Raiders, right? Anyways, so the same thing. So a few months ago, we had all these topics developed. We went with this one. That was our choice. And then we wrapped it up. I was like, yo, Cesar, dude, like, you're not afraid to say that? He said, nah, dude. I say it. I mean it. I accept the consequences. I'm like, well, that's how I live my life too. Like, if I say it, I accept the consequences. The difference is I'm super apprehensive about what I say. And he's not, right? He's like, well, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, so that's what today's topic is. Today's topic is mine. I said, hey, dude, let's talk about Charlie Kirk. We don't really do politics. I'm going to be super cautious. That's just my style because I work at a place where I'm not going to risk my job for any conversation. No public conversation. Now, if we're at a bar somewhere, dude, if we're just hanging out at the house drinking,
it's a different story.
Yeah, I might say stuff. I might say a little bit more stuff, honestly. But public, I'm super cautious, man. But anyways, what's your perspective on this being in a whole other state, a whole different perspective, and just your own upbringing? Do you see things differently than I do? What are your thoughts, dude, man?
I mean, when we were talking about doing this episode, I was apprehensive at that. I'm like, my mama told me, if you don't got nothing to say, don't say anything at all.
It's good advice.
So,
all right, see y'all next week.
So, I mean, for me, when you wanted to, I mean, I'm here obviously to have some kind of conversation. I think that's what's needed, to have that conversation from both points of view, from different points of view, from different perspectives. Again, for me, if you ask me, there's really nothing nice that I could say about the topic, other than I feel sorry and bad for the little girls that you left behind. Mm-hmm. If you ask me, I don't necessarily feel that bad for the wife.
Hey,
I feel sorry for the girls. The girls did not want or chose who their parents were going to be.
Yeah.
The wife chose this man to follow, to continue to advocate negative rhetoric that he was.
Hold on. We'll get there. Hold on. But you feel. I mean, her husband was killed. You feel bad. Are you sad that her husband was killed, dude? Like this lady's husband?
Again, if I have nothing good to say.
Okay. All right. I got you. Okay. All right. Moving on. Let me ask you this. You said the rhetoric. So, public figure, non-elected. Okay. So, he's just like you and I in the public. I mean, levels too. We're babies.
We're nothing.
We're babies in this process, but I mean, certainly, his objective, since he was young, was to have an impact on conversations that he felt were important. And he, for what it's worth, he had an impact, positive and negative. Mm-hmm. It's fair to say. You can say that about, and dude, like I speak super cautiously, right? So I'm like, there are, good people and doing different things, and you could say, like if we were to get real specific and say, oh, let's talk about whatever political topic, it doesn't go well. It doesn't end well, man. People end friendships over politics.
Yep.
So people lose their jobs over politics. I'm not losing any friendships. I'm not losing any jobs for politics. And the reason I feel like this is a safe topic is because it's the death of a public figure. One, it's the tragic death. And it was a public assassination, dude. Like in a very public forum, they killed this guy. And that's without, let's say I didn't know anything about him, I'd be sad about that. Someone challenged me. I said that the other day, and they challenged me and said, let me ask you this. If that person was a child molester, would you feel sorry for them? I say, oh, probably not. And they said, can you get an idea how others have strong feelings about this topic? And I said, well, when you put it like that, I guess I get it. Up until that point, I'm thinking of a human life. It's tragic. And then you're like, oh my God, there's people that I despise, and it's an easy one. Child molesters, dude. Like, how are you going to do some stuff like that? And, I listened to J.D. DeLay, and he talks about that. If you listen to that podcast, he talks about, he has very strong opinions about child molesters and what happens to them. And so I get it, man. I guess I get people's strong opinions. What I will never get, Cesar, I hope you can agree with me on that. I think you can, is being ugly about it, being publicly ugly about it. Do I think people, for example, another topic, are racist? Yeah, I think people are racist. In their homes, 100%. That's their business. In public, nah, you can't do that, dude. You can't be racist in public. And oh, by the way, even if whether you think you can or not, there are consequences. People are going to make you pay.
Yeah,
it's just what it is. But on this topic,
what do you think ugly is? Or from what you've seen, what do you feel like is the ugly part?
Yeah.
From your perspective, obviously.
I think that I have seen videos where people are celebrating his death. Obviously there's some history there, that's strong opinions politically. So people are celebrating his death. I think that's ugly. I just think it's ugly.
Can I counter with something?
I mean,
they're complete. They're completely two different individuals. completely two different things. They have nothing related to each other than the way people feel about them.
Okay. Hitler.
Exactly.
Oh, no shit.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
What?
People celebrated
Hitler's death.
Hitler's death.
Okay.
Some others didn't, but a lot of people did.
Okay.
Because they had strong feelings about what he was doing, the message that he was saying, and what he was putting out there publicly.
Okay.
I didn't hear many people.
You're not comparing.
No, I'm not comparing.
You're just saying, like, individually.
Well, Hitler was a completely different figure, but they were both
Okay.
figures.
Okay.
Known figures.
Okay.
That had their own whatever
ideology.
They believed, and they ended up dying.
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody. Well, I was a little too young, but from the research that I've done,
you didn't hear anything.
I've never heard. Oh, I feel bad that he passed away.
Yeah. I mean, thinking right off, from the cuff, war, criminal, invading other countries, killing millions of innocent people. So the world is going to have a strong opinion about him.
But advocating for all of that, people won't have a strong opinion. Maybe you didn't participate in it. Maybe you didn't do it. But the way that and I'm not saying it, you can go anywhere online and hear the conversations he had, the debates he had. His whole ideology.
Charlie Kirk. Okay.
His whole ideology, how he made his name was being divisive.
Sure.
In a sense, it's clickbaiting.
Okay.
Because he knows what he's doing. He's saying stuff that is wrong. And a lot of people, a lot of his followers, were believing everything that he was saying.
Well, you say he's saying things is wrong, like inaccurate data?
That and
proof? There's proof of that?
Again, I don't have it on my phone. Look, I didn't come prepared with...
Look. Okay, so pause for a second. I don't know enough about Charlie Kirk to defend him. What I'm saying is, like, I had listened to a couple of things. Like, if you're on social media, you're going to hear, you're going to see that he was a strong voice in the what they characterize as in the conservative community. Okay, I don't do fact check. I don't do all that stuff because I really have only been watching him a year or something, some change. When we became podcasters, when we started exploring, here's the thing. Part of our art, if you will, was to explore other artists and see, like, how do they do it. And so, like, who's the most popular, who's doing it well. And, to your point, if you say something divisive, it gets more views than someone celebrating and saying positive stuff. That's the truth, dude. That the world we live in, actually, that's a podcast right there, dude. Yeah. Being positive, you're less likely to win, right? If you're in a dating situation, how about that? If you're a nice guy, you're less likely to be looked at than kind of being a little bit of a jerk, a little bit of a bad boy in our world, right? That's the reality. So was he using similar tactics to get attention on the social media? Perhaps. I don't know well enough. But I know that he went from wherever being 18, apparently, to then at 31 having already had his own organization and stuff like that and having an impact on the community. Positive or negative, because I know that people don't like him, some people hate him, and some people wanted to hurt him.
Yeah. I don't know. Where he lost me is when he was advocating to put bail for the individual that tried to go in and harm the Pelosi's publicly and on the live. He was advocating for people to bail this person out because they were doing the right thing. of taking these individuals out.
Yeah, see, I don't know about any of that stuff.
It's a public video. He said it on his podcast. I don't remember exactly what the context of the conversation or how the question came up, but he was basically saying, bail him out. He was doing the right thing. He was doing what we wanted him to do. So, yeah, if you're advocating for violence, you're advocating. He said it in another one of his speeches. I don't mind. Again, it's not verbatim. It's just the message. I don't mind a few people dying to keep the Second Amendment. He was pro guns. It's fine. I don't care about. I don't care. I don't have guns. I don't whatever. But the way that he said it, and he said, "I'm okay for people dying after school shootings to have that Second Amendment." Well, I'm sorry. But
don't say it. 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 No. Hold on.
I mean,
no. Hold on.
He was one of those guys. He said he was okay with.
I'll go back. I'll look at the interview or whatever podcast. But here's the thing: saying that you're for the Second Amendment.
Oh, I don't care about that. What I'm talking about is about saying that he's okay with lives getting lost to support the Second Amendment.
I see.
He doesn't care sparing some people's lives to be able to keep the Second Amendment alive. I'm sorry, but yours was one of them.
Nah, don't say that, dude.
It was.
Come on.
That's exactly what it was.
Nah, dude.
The person that had the rifle
hold on.
had the right to have his gun.
No. Hold on. We don't. Hold on, Cesar. We don't.
Facts.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. There was just an arrest made, so we don't know if he had the right to. We don't know anything about him. You can look it up. I don't care. I don't care, dude. I'm just saying, like, look, dude.
He had the right because he had the Second Amendment to do it. He
had the right to own.
Yeah.
To own.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't have the right to shoot somebody.
I'm not saying he had the right to shoot anybody. What I'm saying is he had the right to have that gun. The way he uses it, I don't condone it. I don't agree with it. But what he was advocating...
But...
No, let me finish. What he was advocating was for people to have that right to have that gun, even sparing lives of people. Again, that's...
Look, dude, there's an answer. There's an answer there. I don't have it right now. Look. I don't know if he said that. You don't know if he said that.
No, I did. I've seen him.
You saw the video?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Multiple times.
Okay. So he said that. All right. So, look. If that's what he said, I don't agree with that. I don't think that it's okay to lose lives of children in school shootings. I think I'm that's something I'm pretty that affects me, man. That I mean, I have my children are in school, and I can't. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I fear that when I drop them off, dude, that something terrible could happen. So
we saw it a couple of weeks ago. The
they're just praying, dude. They're in church, dude. No, and, and that's the thing. And I also, I'm just so you know, I don't get into like saying stuff like what that person's background was, and like a personal attack on how they self-identify and blaming them for those crimes. I don't do that, dude. I don't. I'm saying,
no, yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, because he was a Hispanic guy. That's why he did that. Like, I don't do stuff like that, dude. I know there's an individual person dealing with some obviously, mental health issues, But also, I characterize, and you can hit me on this, and you could say what you want about me. I think you are a coward if you're shooting unarmed individuals, unarmed children, unarmed parishioners, man. I think you're a coward.
100% agree. 100% agree.
But on this one, dude, what I was saying is, like, I just think it's sad that this happened to him. And yes, I had seen some. I haven't looked into it, dude, but I heard plenty other people saying he believes in the Second Amendment, and this is another casualty, and like, oh man, I don't think that's right. I think if you were to ask him, like, do you want to be a martyr, or would you want to sacrifice your life to keep the Second Amendment?
That's how they're portraying him.
Yeah, but Cesar, it's like, look, this morning I dropped my daughter off at she had a tournament, and she was asking me about this and how things are kind of portrayed. And what I told her was this: people can say anything about any topic and make you look a certain way or make that topic relevant. For example, here's what I told her, to be very specific. I said, is it okay for me to hit a kid? She's like, no. I said, is it okay for you to hit a kid? She said, no. I said, okay, well, how old is the kid? She was 12 years old and younger. Well, why did she say that? She's 13. So that's my point. So first of all, it's by perspective. A kid to me is 18 and below. Because perspective, because I'm a 52-year-old.
You're an old man.
I'm an old man. And so for her, a kid, and she goes, okay. I said, so if you're being attacked by someone, can you defend yourself and kick him? She goes, yes. I said, but you just kicked the kid. She goes, but the kid's older than me. I said, oh, so now we changed the definition. So my point to her this morning was, in every conversation, if you are ever videotaped or recorded making a statement, they can take it out of context and say, like, oh, you meant this about it. You said it was okay to hit a kid. By the way, I'm not saying that. I was just giving that scenario to my daughter this morning so she can understand not anything right or wrong, but just how media can spin things.
Yeah.
My favorite quote, Cesar, I've shared this before, my last statement, is, what if the left wing and the right wing belong to the same bird? Meaning, for me, my interpretation is that everyone's getting played.
Oh, 100%. I don't doubt that one bit. But again, when you're, after it happened, literally hours after it happened, and you are, obviously not him, but his followers, the people that listen to him, the people that he was giving this message to, are telling you to go against an extreme leftist that did it because it was a trance because they found something, whatever related to it. Comes to find out, he was a supporter of the side that he supported and the individual that he ended up supporting and that endorsed all the way up. And now they're trying to change that. First, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna make them pay for it. We're gonna make this side pay for it. They're gonna pay for what they did to this guy because they thought that it was one of the other extremists." Comes and find out, you heard it probably when the senator from Utah made the announcement when they made that arrest. He was one of us. He was one of them. He was one of those individuals that was on the side of that rhetoric and that side of what they were saying. What are they saying now? Oh, poor guy. He had mental health issues. Yes, he did. Don't get me completely wrong. But why didn't they say that when they thought it was somebody else or when they believed that it was somebody else? What did they go out hours after they said that? Because they thought it was either a minority, they thought it was a trans individual, they thought it was whatever. They thought it was a complete opposite of what they were wanting. And the opposite, when this happened, they thought that somebody that was against what they thought, what that message that they were saying, their beliefs, was the one that did it. But once you find out that it's somebody that has your same beliefs and it's in the same thing that donated to that campaign, what are they saying? Oh, poor guy. He had mental health issues.
Well, he likely did have mental health issues.
But I'm not debating that. What I'm saying is, why that now? When you found out about that, why before that you're going against this people, telling to go kill this people, telling to go again after this to make this group of people pay without even knowing?
Yeah.
Do you think that's right? To jump into those kind of conclusions right off the bat without knowing, and now just saying, "Oh, he had mental health issues. Pray for him."
I'm not going to comment there because I'm not aware of that. I'm not saying you're not accurate. What I'm saying is I haven't seen all that. What I know is, look, dude, what I wanted to talk about today is just like the impact Charlie Kirk had on the community. I know that it's 50-50, right? I know that, dude. But let me ask you this, Cesar. It looks like to me that the majority of the, I'm gonna be super cautious with my language because I don't want any trouble, dude. I really don't want any trouble. The majority of the people who are supportive, the majority, just by just videos I'm watching, who are supportive of the ideology of Charlie Kirk are white, right? And the majority of what social media is showing you that are upset are not white. What if it's just the media playing everybody, dude?
It's not a media. There's videos, there's evidence of what they said and what they've done. It's not the media putting it out. It's them individually putting it on social media. And I'm not just talking about regular people like you and I. I'm talking about elected officials. I'm talking about people of power, people of influence that are pushing that rhetoric and that agenda to continue to separate us. It's not right. What happened is not right. Taking somebody's life at any point in time,
Let's agree
it's not okay.
It's not
okay.
It's sad, dude. It's tragic.
And it should never happen. Especially if it's because of a difference of opinions and different views.
Thank you. That's it.
That should never happen. But what these individuals are doing, the message that they keep pushing out is to continue to divide the people.
No.
Yeah,
I think you're wrong, dude.
If you're telling me,
what I'm saying, what I'm saying.
Let me go back to Adriana's example.
Let's disagree first.
No, but this has to do with it.
Right.
If Adriana gets kicked, if there's 5 students around, just in a little circle hanging out, one of them gets kicked, and everybody starts pointing at you. You didn't do it. You're one of the students, and they're telling you he did it, and everybody goes against you.
Okay.
You think that's right?
I don't want to say it because I don't know where you're going with this.
I'm just saying, just that part. You think that's right? To somebody to target you because they think that you did it or because somebody said that you did it?
It's not right.
That's exactly what's happening with these two sides. One side is pointing it at the other until they found out that it was the other person. That's exactly what happened. That's what keeps dividing it. So now when you find the kid that actually did it, and you see that guy did it, and maybe he hurt his toe when he kicked you. Oh, poor guy. Let me take care of your toe. No, bitch, you kicked me. What the fuck you mean?
You're simplifying.
I'm putting it in layman's terms. But that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. Yes. But you're getting upset, dude. I'm cool. Look at me. I'm cool.
I'm Gucci, bro.
I'm good. Okay? I'm good. Okay. Look. Freedom of speech. Let's get back on top. Freedom of speech in the United States is as sacred as it can be.
Yeah, that's what we're having this conversation.
Freedom of speech.
Of course.
You should be able to say even things, Cesar, that someone might find offensive. Like, you could say stuff to me that's offensive to me. It's not against the law.
No, it's not.
It's their right. Freedom of speech.
Yeah. But I think it's right when they're pushing the hatred, weaponizing that anger, weaponizing that speech. That's what's happening.
No one's pushing hatred, dude. No one's pushing.
Telling people to go and make them pay is not pushing hatred? What do you think make them pay means in this instance? Because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about this case and what happened and what's going on in the what do you think make them?
I don't even know if they said that, dude. To be fair, I don't know if they said that. So I can't. Okay, then they said that. Okay, cool, they said that. Well, then ask them. What did you mean when you said make somebody pay?
They did. They said it. Go after them because they were the ones that killed them. So what do you do when you make them pay? They're gonna go after somebody. these individuals, that's the message that they've always been pushing. That divisiveness.
So all right. So let's move away. Okay, Charlie Kirk, the end of the episode. Can't do that anymore, dude. I'm getting too whatever. How about this? The American public is being divided by divisive people. The left wing and the right wing belong to the same bird, bro.
Okay.
So you're over here getting upset for something. No, you are. You're getting upset. You're getting upset for something that you have nothing. You have no control over, no impact, positive or negative.
Nobody. I can't even.
So then why are you getting upset?
It affects me too.
How does it affect you, dude? How is freedom of speech?
How does the law that just came out to start targeting people that look Hispanic, that speak Spanish, that have low wages, is to start getting them arrested and deported? How is that not affecting? Which is the same rhetoric.
You're yelling at me. Did I start this shit? No, I didn't start this shit.
You started this shit.
I mean, am I writing this law? Am I writing it? So don't fucking get
You're saying, how is it affecting you? That's what it's affecting me. So it's keeping put. I'm an immigrant. I speak Spanish. If I get detained going back home right now, driving with this new thing that they put out, I'm a target already because that's what has been put in their heads.
Look, man. Yeah, I don't like that. I listen. I think immigrants are an absolute beautiful contribution to this country, dude. From day one, from the European immigrants in the early days to everyone in between, and every country is represented in the United States by way of immigration. Every country. I'm saddened that people that I know in the community are being targeted. But I also know the complication of the conversation. It's complicated because you're coming from your perspective, right? So you're an educated professional, and you're comparing the immigration journey and experience as if they're all like you, and they're not, Cesar.
That's what they're posting it though. That's how they're sending it out to the people. And people, you said it. I'm privileged that I'm educated. I know how to differentiate. The people that this message is going to might be educated, but they don't have the way to differentiate. When they say a Hispanic that speaks Spanish, what am I? I'm Hispanic and I speak Spanish. They're not going to say, "Oh, you work at where you work. Oh, you have a degree. Oh, you have your master's. Oh, you have X, Y, and Z." What they're going to see is that you're Mexican, you speak Spanish, you look a little brown, you meet the profile that they told us to go out for. They won't care about anything else. Because they didn't say, don't go for the educated persons. Don't go for the people that are working.
Look, it's a sensitive issue, dude. We're not going to get anywhere. We're just not going to get anywhere, dude. We're not going to get anywhere because it's complicated, man. If you know an immigrant in your community, or you yourself are an immigrant, or family is immigrant, you're supportive because you're like, no, I get the work. I get it, dude. I mean, dude, when I was in Guatemala, I worked in Guatemala almost 20 years ago. There was whole villages where there was no young men. 15 to 50, 60, there was no men. Where are all the guys at? They went to El Norte. Went to go work. Whole villages, bro.
For sure.
And so I get it, dude. I 100% get it. I think what people are talking about, and I don't know how we're even talking about immigration now, dude. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and look at the video, like how the hell. I'm trying to.
1 minute and we take stopping.
But on the issue of immigration, it's such a sensitive topic. You'll never win anyone over talking about it.
Neither side. So that's what I'm saying. But that's how it affects me, in the sense that the continued message that they is. And like I said, this person that tragically passed away,
Bringing it back home to the original topic.
My last point on this, and one of the other reasons why I can't agree with anything that he says or anything that he stands for and all the whatever that he says. There's another video. I'll send it to you in a little bit too once we're done so you can actually read it if you haven't seen it. On Debates, live, publicly, this probably college student girl asked this hypothetical question. If you had a 10-year-old daughter that got SA'd at 10 years old and got pregnant, I can't say the actual word.
Okay.
And got pregnant by that SA.
Letters SA, not...
Yeah, SA. Not SA.
I know. Well, I mean, because our topic is and who we are, I want to be sure that we're not...
SA.
Okay.
And got pregnant by that.
Yeah.
What was
tragic, disgusting example.
Absolutely. For anybody. Yeah, exactly. But that's exactly what he said. He's like, that's a over-the-top example. Yeah, but it's reality. It's happened. And it has happened to many 10-year-old little girls.
Yeah, sad.
The next question that this girl asked, would you take your daughter to get an abortion or allow her to get an abortion? He's like, no. That kid would be born. Imagine the trauma, the anger, all that psychological damage that being SA'd in the first place at 10 years old, getting pregnant, and now your dad not even supporting you or supporting for you to still have that baby at 10 years old. That's where he lost me.
I don't think that's inappropriate. I don't think that's true.
You said it. I'm saying I got the video. I'll send it to you right now. That's exactly his words.
No, dude. No one would say that, dude.
He did.
Look. I don't know. We'll just finish this.
I guess the truth hurts.